Most of the animals were found with marks on their neck, and their blood just like drained from their bodies. These strange events were documented and published in local newspapers. What was going on?
Pigs, chickens, and a couple porks and goats that were killed by something strange.
This takes place in Moca, Puerto Rico. The local farmers were terrified that something out there was roaming around, attacking their cattle. What's even more bizarre was that people saw strange color lights in the sky. Who was responsible for these attacks and why? Was it the famous goat sucker, El Chupacabra, aliens in the sky, or was it just regular people who were going outside and attacking cattle? To this day, law enforcement in the country of Puerto Rico cannot explain these events. These are questions that we're going to explore in this video. This is the true story of the Moca vampire, or in Spanish, El Vampiro de Moca. There's no like official start date of when this all started. Some say it was around 1975. Local newspapers were publishing stories about cattle mutilations. Cows, chicken, goats were missing, and the ones that were found had puncture marks on their neck, and their blood was just drained from the bodies. No sight of blood anywhere. When researching this topic, there's like graphic pictures of these animals that I cannot show. In 2017, author and investigator Joshua Warren interviewed a witness of these strange events. His name was Samuel. That's him in the local newspaper, and this is what he had to say.
What happened was that in the morning when they wake up, they saw a goat that was there, a big goat. They have a hole the size of a quarter. Todos en el cuello?
La mayoría.
Most of them, they were on the neck.
And was it always perfect circular wounds like we see?
Era prácticamente orificios circulares, es lo que casi todo.
Casi
Yes,
todo.
they were circular in the neck.
One night, his neighbor heard noises in the bushes, so they went out to go to investigate. Yeah, I can already tell how the story's gonna end. There was also a dog, a German Shepherd there. The dog was barking, and then zoom, it just went to chase this thing, whatever this thing was. The next day, Samuel and his neighbor went out and found a goat. He called the cops, the vet, and surprisingly enough, the vet actually saved the goat. Moments later, he found chickens and goats killed. He said around 18 animals were just found dead. This testimony is coming from someone who actually lived during those times. The night after, there were more attacks around the neighborhood. Samuel said that the majority of these cases, there was no blood found at all, and the majority of the dead cattle had puncture marks around their neck. No footprints were found. They did find these strange hairs. So this is the part of the interview that just blew my mind. The witness, Samuel, did see strange color lights in the sky. He didn't say how many lights were there, he just said that these were moving in a very straight line. He described it as a rectangular UFO.
And now during that time, what strange lights did you see in the sky?
¿Tú llegaste a ver para esa época luces extrañas en los cielos de Puerto Rico?
Eso es correcto.
That's correct.
And what color were the lights?
¿De qué color eran las luces?
De diferentes colores.
Different colors.
At that time, what did the law enforcement community think about what was happening?
En esa época, ¿qué pensaba la policía sobre esas luces?
No, se investigaron y fue impresionante.
They investigated, but nothing in conclusion. It was very kind of impressive.
Local Puerto Rican law enforcement did investigate, but no conclusion was made. They could not explain why these animals from different towns had marks on their neck, nor could they explain the strange UFOs. This actually reminds me of similar cases around the world. Between April and October 1975, nearly 200 cases of cattle mutilations were reported in the state of Colorado alone. This was about the same time that Puerto Rico had similar cases of cattle mutilations. Due to public pressure and fear, the FBI did come in to investigate. On January 15, 1980, the FBI closed the investigation, saying, quote, "None of the reported cases has involved what appear to be mutilations by other than common predators. The locals in Colorado disagreed. One of the local law enforcement in south of Denver said this: "I've been around cattle all my life, and I can sure tell whether it's been done by a coyote or a sharp instrument." For those who say this is just an isolated incident, no. Cattle mutilations have been reported around the world. You have Australia, Mexico, Canada, and Latin America. Who or what was responsible for these attacks? There's many theories online. You have the famous El Chupacabra, the goat sucker. Others say that it could be alien related. We may never know the truth, but what I do know that this is not an isolated incident. These cattle mutilations have happened around the world. There's also this other theory that it just might be people. In 1980, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police blamed the mutilations on an unidentified cult. People using cattle to do rituals or sacrifices. Yeah, it gets dark. Leave your comments below. What do you think? My name is Cosmic Mickey. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.